This is the Talking About It 23 Sneaker Channel. Talking About It 23 Sneaker Channel is my niche, absolutely all day, my niche media side. Please check out my content every single day. Every single day I'm dropping content about sneakers and upcoming sneaker reviews, upcoming sneaker releases, and sometimes I have sneakers in hand. And today we're talking about the ZX4000 4Ds Crimson. Oh, I've gone and forgotten the name of the shoe. I was going to say Crimson Tint, but a lot of Air Jordan 1s, actually a lot, there were two Crimson Tints that dropped already this year, so I'm going to have to flip back. I think it's the yellow crimson. That's terrible. Crimson yellow. Oh dear. But I always say that I don't like to cut out the mistakes and the flubs in my channel, so I'm going to go ahead and leave that in there. Even though this is a really high-end sneaker, and people watching this at home are probably looking for a high-end review, here you are slumming it with Tokyo About It 23 for these crimson yellows. But anyway, today that's what we're doing. I've reviewed two of the ZX4000 4Ds for the channel already, and what I want to do today is to take a look at those previous ones and see what has been carried over, what has been brought forward to the current crimson yellows, and what has not. What are the similarities between the previous iterations of the ZX4000 4Ds, and what are the differences? As I said in the introduction, today is all about the ZX4000 4D Crimson Yellow that we'll be looking at today from the Adidas brand, and that distinctive 3D printed midsole, and comparing that to two previous sneakers that I've reviewed for this channel. But before we get into that, and even before we get into subscribers, let's just pay homage to the godfather of 3D printed midsoles, the Daniel Arshams. I just want to get this right out there straight off the bat. As far as I'm concerned, these Daniel Arshams right here are a grail. They're an absolute classic, and I cannot see the Adidas line matching this with any future or current 3D midsole sneakers. I don't think it's possible. But then if you push that aside and say, well, that's unattainably cool and unattainably fire and unattainably popping and unattainably amazing, and then we look at the rest of the 3D line, then we can compare them together and see what's going on. Now I did, I think it was the Alpha Edges that I reviewed recently as well, and I was kind of a bit critical, especially about the way the lacing system kind of interacted with the upper on there. So there are other 3D printed midsole Adidas out there, and there were the Y3, the Yohji Yamamoto's as well, which is the first and only 3D printed midsole in white that I've reviewed for the channel. Or it's probably off-white or cream, but or sail. That's the color that people are saying a lot about sneakers these days, the sail color. But anyway, so yes, Daniel Arsham, the godfather of all things 3D midsole, as far as I'm concerned. We'll be having a look at these ZX4000 Crimson Yellows in a minute, just after I say please do subscribe to the channel. And also I have been dropping in every video this week, I have been dropping a little bit of Japanese to teach you guys at home some Japanese. On Monday it was eigo. I skipped Tuesday and put two words into Wednesday. So eigo no jimaku wo was Thursday, and then today on Friday I'm going to give you o susume. So it's eigo no jimaku wo osusume. Osusume is recommend. So for example, if you wanted to recommend to somebody, you say osusume shimasu, is I recommend this to you. So we've got eigo no jimaku osusume. Eigo is English, no is possessive, jimaku is subtitles, o is to do something with something, and then osusume. So eigo no jimaku wo osusume. And I do want to say that to people who are watching in Japan. Eigo no jimaku wo osusume shimasu. Eigo o kiki nagara to yomi nagara o douji ni suru to わかりやすいと思います。日本語の字幕を入れたいんですけど、日本語の字幕を入れるのは手動でできませんから、英語の字幕をおすすめします。あとは登録もお願いします。So as I was just saying in Japanese there, it's good to have the English subtitles down below if you're a second language learner, because it will help you out. All right, let's have a look at these sneakers then. So we're looking at comparing three sneakers. Now, there was the original, what I call the original ZX4000 4Ds, which looked like this up here, and that was a poppin' looking sneaker in and of itself, and I reviewed that a while ago for the channel. I forget when, I think it was sometime this year, but anyway, and then following on from that was the Onyx. Is that how you pronounce Onyx? Onyx, which is the blacker version of the 4D or the 3D printed midsole, the ZX4000 4Ds. And then here we have these crimson yellow ones. What I wanted to do was to look at the three different sneakers and see where the similarities and the differences are. In construction, as far as I'm concerned, if you turn them black and white, they're pretty much an identical sneaker, but it's the coloring is where the differences come in. Now, if you look at the outsole on them, the originals and the upcoming ones, I think it is, is, have the same outsole, but the Onyx have a different one. Ooh, I might be wrong in that. One of them had the same outsole, and actually you'll be able to see in the screenshot up here. And when you compare that to this crimson yellow outsole, you can see it's exactly the same. And then of course all three sneakers have exactly the same midsole on there, that 3D printed midsole, which pumps the price up way beyond anything I could afford to buy. So there's no chance of me getting these guys in hand, but you know, you can dream, especially about those Daniel Arshams. Holy mother, would I love to get those boys in hand. But anyway, enough about that. So let's have a little look at what's the same and what's the difference on these guys. So one of the similarities is with the originals, you've got this small grey mudguard right at the front with red stitching, cross stitching on it, which is exactly the same between the originals and these crimson yellows. And that's one of the few places that is the same. Up on the lacing system, there are some hits of red. And if I show you some screenshots up here, flipping between the two, you'll be able to see those hits of red, even though the whole lacing system itself is different, but the hits of red on there are the same. Is there anything else on there? I'm not sure. There's that outsole, which is the same on one of them. You've got that one mudguard on the front, and then you've got a hit of red. It's a sort of infrared up there on the lacing system. But that's it. That's the only similarities, which kind of surprised me. I was expecting more because I was looking at these guys and thinking, oh, I've seen that before. I've seen that before. For example, on the medial side, you've got this sort of heel counter that wraps over and into the inside of the sneaker, and on there is printed the ZX4000 branding. And I was like, oh, I've seen that before, but not in this red, vibrant red colorway, sort of infrared colorway. The same goes for at the bottom of the laces, a sort of lace holder there has ZX4000 branding on it as well. And I was expecting to say, oh, I've seen that before, have seen it before, but not in this colorway. So it really surprised me that there's a little hit of branding under the three-stripe branding. There's a little hit of sort of, I don't know what you'd call it. I was going to say swooshy, but I shouldn't say swooshy on an Adidas, should I? But that's kind of slopey branding. It's a tiny little bit of branding really towards the bottom of the three-stripe branding on the midfoot, which is on all three of these sneakers. But generally speaking, looking at this sneaker, there's not really that much that's the same about it. In terms of color, in terms of actual silhouette and structure, it's identical to the other two. But in terms of color, the colors are different in every part of the shoe except for those little features that I talked about already. Now, to me, I think it's a cracking looking colorway. I really, really like this shoe, and I think they've done a great job. So, of course, it's high quality materials, probably the best materials that you can get out there. And I definitely think it's a great looking sneaker. I would love to get it in hand, but I just, like I say, there's just no way I'd be able to get these guys in hand because they're just way too expensive. A fine looking sneaker, but you know, price them a little bit cheaper, please, Adidas. Okay, that's enough from me for today. Thanks for checking out my content. Tomorrow I'll be back with Yeezy 350 V2 Antilia, I think it's called. And then again on Sunday with another Yeezy 350 V2, which it's not the Sphinx. I can't remember the name of it, but you can check that out on Sunday if you check out my content. So please do come back in and check out my content to find out more about these upcoming Adidas sneakers. I'm doing 4 days in a row of Adidas sneakers. That's just the way the dice fell. I don't have a waiting on my channel for Adidas or anything like that. I just take what's coming, and it happens to be Adidas are hot this week, and Nike not so much. I wonder if these things are planned or if Adidas realized there was a gap in the market that they could plug with some hyped shoes, and maybe that's why they're doing it. Who knows? But for now, anyway, it's time for me to thank you for checking in. Please do subscribe to the channel, watch for as long as possible, watch as often as possible, and do come back and check out my content when I will see you tomorrow.